anymore. He done switched position 4 times since that fight.
That's so crazy.
He got punched out of a position, bro. Like he got punched so hard he couldn't even go back and play the outfield. He had to bring him into first base. Hey, there he is. Look at that. A jersey that makes sense. This man really had
I don't anymore.
Well, that's okay. A Toronto jersry.
Oh, we're live? Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's 4:00. We had to go live. He was changing. I went. I'll be like in punctuality. So at 4:00, I don't care what we're doing, what we're talking about. I'm going live because the show starts at 4. Not that anybody's here yet, but that's okay.
The notification's not out yet. Oh. Let's look at it.
No, it should be. It should go out right away. I just got the notification.
Go,
oh no!
Right.
Oh, there it
goes.
Goes.
Right. You just got it, right? What I
notification's not out yet.
Hey, chill. I don't want to hear it. Let me go share it. Austin, you should share it on your page on your Facebook.
All right.
I don't do that anymore.
You just did on Thursday. What are you talking about?
I be lazy sometimes, man. I did? Oh, I did.
You did?
I just don't be feeling like doing that anymore. Like, I see it pop up, I'm like, all right, whatever.
I stopped sharing too, but I really probably should. Stop. I hate when it makes me. There we go. Austin shared it. Let's go. I just got the YouTube notification that the Afro Latinos are live.
Hey, that is out for the ball game.
Yeah. So you don't play console games anymore, Austin?
I play Switch.
What do you play on PC?
Console, bro.
What do I play on PC? I've been playing a lot of Cold War recently.
Cold War on PC? Nah, you got to be a real sweat if you playing Cold War on PC. That's I don't.
That's
like
what
that.
CDL plays on. What do you mean?
I don't like the sound of that, bro. Who?
CDL? The Pro League?
That? CDL is that? That's what truck drivers get, right? The CDL license. Yeah. That's what.
Yeah.
Channy, what's crazy is you're gone and the background sound is all gone too. It was a little buzz, then you left and it was just nice and quiet. Oh, that's so funny.
So I'm out.
I just remembered today that I had Gary's mod, so I started playing like some Harry Potter roleplay. It's pretty tough.
I can imagine playing Harry Potter.
And CS:GO.
I play Counter-Strike too. I haven't recently, but
I'm pretty dog, but like any other game.
Same, yeah.
Austin, do you remember? Do you remember when you and I? Oh, Shaylin, girl, God bless you.
Thank you.
Hi, Shaylin.
God bless you.
It's my personal. Thank you.
When we started a podcast for one episode and never did anything else with it.
Yep.
Those were the days.
Yep. That's when I predicted the Astros would win the World Series.
Did you also predict them cheating to win the World Series?
Why?
I did predict Astros. I predicted Cubs, Astros, and Dodgers all at the right time.
I do want to just say, just for I know we're talking about baseball today, which we'll start the show in just a second, but I do count the Yankees as having a 28th World Series ring, in case anyone is wondering.
Why?
I know technically the record book says I think technically the record book says 27, but we got to count a couple years, 3 years ago as a championship.
You think they would have beat the Dodgers?
Yeah, if the Astros beat the Dodgers, then so could we. We're better than the Dodgers that year. We saw what you saw what. Think about it this way: the Yankees took the Astros and they're cheating to 7 games.
Sure.
So if they can take the cheating team to 7 games, they can beat the Dodgers. I mean,
was that the same series that Severino got caught for pine tar in his arm?
I don't remember if that was that season or not. But what's crazy, what really makes me upset about that season is if you look at the difference between the home and away games, right? Because they couldn't cheat away.
Sure,
when they were playing in New York, they were getting destroyed. Every time they played in New York, they got destroyed. And the Yankees
watched a lot of videos about.
They were hitting mad home runs and doing crazy stuff. But as soon as they went to Houston, the Yankees disappeared. And so it makes it up. I mean, the Yankees win that series.
Sure.
And that's the best Yankees team and the most healthy Yankees team that we've had in a while. So I think for all those reasons.
How about you get over it? It's been years, bro.
I know. It hurts because the Yankees haven't won a championship since 2009. So it's been a grip since we won a championship. And the Red Sox have won, I think, 2 in that time period.
Yeah,
so
it
hurts.
Once.
I'm trying to just get. Can we get one? You know what I'm saying? Can I get one?
Can you get one? You have 27.
While I've been following.
You say, can I get
one more? No,
I
I want to be around because that. Here's why I'm so hurt.
He said, "I want to celebrate."
Here's what my things are hurt. I thought you left again, and I looked at the screen. I'm like, wait a minute. No, I'm not here. What makes my feelings hurt? That season, I was on what I shot StubHub, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, Game 7, we got all Yankees are going to the World Series. I want to go to a World Series game in New York.
Yeah,
I was ready. I had the $1,000 waiting because it was a smooth $1,000 to get a ticket. I had $1,000 ready and waiting for me to see the Yankees play in the World Series in Yankee Stadium. There has got to be no greater feeling than going to see your favorite team play in the World Series in their home stadium. And being that it's New York, being that it's okay, Channy, don't you ever disrespect this podcast ever again with that trash.
Let's get that out of
here. Get nah, bro. Nah, you bugging out. But yeah, you're in St. Louis. That's not happening unless you're flying down there. That's a whole trip and a half.
I know.
But I was so excited to go see the game, so I just, that's what hurts more than just finding out that they cheated.
Oh boy, we might have to. Should we go to a different?
I'm just deleting it. I'm just like you make another lobby. Yeah. I'm just deleting the episode. This episode's not happening. I can't do it anymore. All right, let's get this show started. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Afro Latinos. This is the show where we just come on here and we just talk. And today we're talking all about baseball. Baseball season starts next week, and we are so excited. And so we're just going to talk all things free agency, trades, who's going to win, all the fun stuff. So this is your co-host, Aubyn.
And your co-host, Chandler, who's going to sit here and just listen.
And today we have a very special guest on the podcast with us. We have my good friend, Austin Renner. What's up, Austin?
How's it going?
What's cracking, man? Welcome to the show. If you've been a viewer of the show recently or any of our shows recently, you have seen Austin in an episode of Afro Latinos and Amigos. So go check that out. There's a YouTube exclusive show, so make sure you check that out. But he's here on the regular podcast because he loves baseball just as much as I do. Absolutely. And Channy likes baseball, but he doesn't know enough about baseball. He doesn't follow it like that to really add a lot to the conversation. So he's going to be here. He's going to chime in with his Red Sox opinions. Cue Channy leaving. And there it is. So we're just going to talk all things baseball. Austin, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience real quick? Let us know who you are, where you come from before we get this show started.
What's up? I'm Austin. I went to high school with Aubyn. He already said all this stuff. Lifelong Cardinals fan. That's probably the only team I'll actually follow for my entire life. Gave up on the Steelers a little bit.
Yeah, you went on. You gave up on the Steelers and crossed division to the Browns.
So I'm not a Browns fan. I'm a Baker fan. I love Baker Mayfield, and like you love LeBron. That's like you follow LeBron and his team.
I follow LeBron Baker wherever he goes.
Wherever he'll go.
Channy.
He's muted.
He keeps putting the Red Sox logo back in here.
Yeah.
He keeps loading it into the thing, and I'm gonna just keep deleting it every time he tries to switch it.
Is there any connection to Jeremy Renner?
I like to tell people that there is because that's the only other Renner they'll ever know.
Right.
But no, not at all. No.
But if we say yes, nobody's going to be able to tell.
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
Go
who's
watch my cousin's movie. Catch Me If
Yeah,
You Can.
there you
is
go.
that the movies? I don't know. In a bunch of movies.
All right. So welcome to the show, Austin. We are so glad to have you here. And let's just talk for a little bit. Let's just jump in. So I'm a Yankees fan. Austin's a Cardinals fan, and Channy is a poor soul.
Yeah,
He's a Red Sox fan. And so, yeah, there you go. Okay, this is your moment to shine. And thank you. So Channy is a Red Sox fan. So we got 2 teams in the NL East. We got 1 team in the AL Central. NL Central. Now,
AL East.
I said AL East and NL Central.
You said NL East and AL Central.
Y'all know what I meant. We had 2 teams in the AL East and 1 team in the NL Central. What division? Let's just start the conversation here. What division
NL West
do we feel is the strongest and most competitive in baseball? Austin,
NL
go
West.
ahead and begin because you already said your answer.
And NL is absolutely NL West, minus the Rockies because the only thing they really have going for them is Charlie Blackmon. And Trevor Story, sure. Trevor Story, yeah. They lost Arenado to we'll take that. We take that.
Not gonna help, but
I don't think that's true. Anyway, the Padres are surprisingly good this year, with Machado coming back and Tatis Jr. signing that giant contract. Along with their rotation is pretty good. And then obviously the Dodgers are
good. They just got Blake Snell.
Yeah, I know.
Their rotation is going to be disgusting.
Yeah, like top 3 in the league, absolutely rotation.
Oh, absolutely.
And then obviously the Dodgers are going to be back with another 100-win season as they were last couple of years. Especially with Mookie Betts. Yeah.
Sorry.
As long as Kershaw stays the way he's been, if his curveball stays, relevant as it has been. Who else is in the West? The Giants. I mean, they're fine. Like, they're not terrible, I guess.
And the D-backs also.
Who else did I say?
You're just missing the D-backs. You said the Rockies. You said the Dodgers. You said the Padres.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Diamondbacks. I think they're a solid third-place team.
That's all they're going to be.
Yeah. Well, that's because they're in the division they are. That's like the Reds are fine, but they're a solid third place team because of where they are.
Reds had a year, man. They had a couple good years several years ago.
Sure.
Back-to-back championships in NL Central when no one else was doing anything. The Brewers were trash. They didn't have much going on. The Cubs were mediocre at best. It was pretty much Pittsburgh. Even Pittsburgh had a good couple of years there.
Yeah. Then they lost McCutchen.
Now they're a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, beyond a joke.
That's
Pirates are.
They've for the past probably like 4 or 5 years. They've just been in like some weird rebuilding era. I was listening to,
but they're doing it wrong. Like there's rebuilding, and then there's like doing it like.
And there's like here's McCutchen for like a
third
round draft pick. Like
it's like the Eagles. They just do everything wrong, and so you can never really look forward to a season because they're just gonna mess up somewhere.
Yeah, well, and then so McCutchen obviously is with the Phillies now. And I was listening to a Cardinal spring training game the other day, and they were playing the Nationals, and pretty much the whole infield from the Pirates years ago was playing for the Nationals. Like they have Josh Bell, they have Josh Harrison, and they have what's his name? The shortstop. I forget his name.
Polanco?
No,
Polanco's in the outfield.
Yeah. Whatever his name was. Or maybe he was a third baseman.
But didn't matter that much.
But yeah, he was like a role player, like a 8th hitter. Like he was fine. Yeah, anyway, so I'm saying NL West because of mainly just the top 2 teams, but they're, in my opinion, the best 2 teams in the league right now.
I agree with that. Channy, you have an opinion about the strongest division in baseball?
Baseball is a great game, very strong. I enjoy when they hit that ball.
So there's a couple divisions. Channy, how many divisions are there in baseball?
Yeah, I'd say
How many
That's a great
teams are in
question.
baseball?
That is a great question. Oh, that's a better question.
like 12 maybe.
12 relevant ones, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
As a guess, I'll say 30.
It's a pretty good guess.
30 is correct. Yeah, that's all professional sports leagues outside of soccer. So like the big three, other than hockey, because there's like 10 players on the hockey team. And I don't know how many teams there are in the NHL because I don't care. But each major sport has at least 30 teams. Because basketball has
30.
32, 30.
They have
30
15 in each division.
And 32 in football. I can never remember. I almost confused which one
Football's
has 32.
The one that's weird.
I know one of them that has 32, but that makes sense. 60 anyway. So NFL has 32, MLB and basketball both have 30. So, and hockey has, yes,
don't know, 30.
So there are
something like that. I just looked it up.
I'm gonna look it up. How much do they have?
I think 31 or 32, something like that. What's 8 times 4?
31. There's 31.
They're adding another team too.
There's 30. Yeah, they're good.
Old Kraken, is that what they're called?
Something like that.
They just added like.
They did Las Vegas.
The Golden
Knights, and they won a championship in their first year. That's crazy.
Side note: on the
Golden teams are crazy. I want to. I've always wondered like what it would be like to own an expansion team because the way that they do it is so interesting. So when you expand, like you obviously don't start from scratch. You take players from other teams. At least that's what you do in like when I've done an expansion league in NBA, like I've gone and like brought back the Seattle Supersonics, right? Mm-hmm. And so what you do is basically go around to the teams and you pick the players from their teams and make them your team. What up, Eva? And so it's interesting. So like the Golden Knights were able to pick the right players from enough teams. I guess that's how it worked. Maybe it was a draft or something. I don't really know how the whole details work. Again, NHL does not interest me, but I guess they're trying to boost their viewership. I don't know what they're doing with all these expansion teams. Trying to make hockey relevant. It's not going to be. I don't find that happening. Anyway, Chaney, so you said this out of the 6 divisions in baseball, teams. The one is
such great teams, fantastic play by all of them.
I hate you so much. I really do. There's another one I hate in the world more than you. So I tend. Oh, thank you. Everybody's got some sense. Yes. Okay, Chaney. All right.
Wait. Doesn't she have a Red Sox hat in the picture that she?
Right. Pretty crazy.
Her husband is a Red Sox fan.
That's a house divided.
That's Chaney's mom. Okay. So yeah. But she's got some sense. The rest of them, I don't know what happened to them. They take after their father, I guess. It happens. Some families grow up with a split. The kids are Democrats or Republicans, and you got that controversy. Yeah. I consider this one to be much worse. Yankees and Red Sox. Yeah, it's just it's a sad case. So we are gonna. I would agree probably with Austin's assessment that the NL West is definitely has the most potential for excitement. I feel like they definitely. Oh dang, Chaney, we did it at the same time. I forgot. Chaney. They definitely have the most potential for excitement. I think I'm probably most excited to see what happens there than other divisions. But let's first talk about the power rankings for this season. The MLB.com has released their power rankings for the season, and I found them kind of interesting actually. So let's take a look at these and see what we agree with, see where we disagree, see which teams we think are going to come up and which ones will fall. Starting with the top, what do we think about these rankings? We start with the Dodgers, the defending champions. You got the Padres, the Yankees, the Braves, the Mets rounding out the top 5. And then top 10, you got the White Sox, Twins, Blue Jays, Rays, and Astros. Out of the top 10, what teams do we anticipate rising, and which ones do we anticipate falling? We can just, in general or outside of the top 10, what team do you think is most likely to not succeed this season out of the top 10? Most likely to not succeed. We'll start there.
I got one.
Go ahead. Don't even do it to me. No, okay, Chaney. That's we've already established that Chaney's a Red Sox fan, and that's why they're down there at number 19, like your mom so dutifully pointed out. The Yankees, we'll talk about the Yankees in a little bit, but is that your honest opinion, Chaney, that the Yankees are going to fall out of the top 10, or is that just
no? My honest
because
answer
you're red? Okay.
Is
there's a lot of great teams.
No, there's a lot of great teams. Yo, can I say it?
Yeah, there's a lot of great teams. Like when they hit the ball, that's hilarious. You don't know any of these teams and what they be doing, Chaney? Nothing?
Not recently, because last thing I remember was like the White Sox were irrelevant. The Mets were fairly irrelevant. The Padres, I kind of knew the Padres were getting better lately. So
the Padres are young. They're really, really young, and they picked up a lot of pieces this offseason. So that's definitely, I think out of all these teams, they're most likely to. I think they have the highest ceiling.
You're getting
but
blocked.
Also the Padres have the highest ceiling, but also I would probably say they're the most likely to fall out of the top 10. Either them or even the Mets. I don't trust the Mets. And this is not just because I'm a Yankees fan, but the Mets front office is a mess, and they can't seem to get their act together. And on the field, I mean, you got DeGrom, you got Syndergaard, two of the best pitchers in the league when healthy. I like what their starting lineup can do. Looking at their infield and outfield, I mean, they got good position players. Please do send it to me. Mandamelo. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be our new profile picture.
She's lying.
So I don't have a lot of faith in the Mets just because I feel like their front office doesn't really know what they're doing. Or they just act like, it's just not, I don't see it happening for them. So I think the Padres most likely, probably, because I can see them underperforming very easily. But the Mets, just strictly from a talent perspective and the front office perspective in terms of an organization, I don't see them succeeding very, very much. Austin?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much with you there. Although I am most likely taking DeGrom first overall in every fantasy I'm ever doing this year. Their batting has historically been bad in the past few years. No matter if DeGrom and Syndergaard both have sub-2 ERAs with they don't get wins because of their batting. They're pitching near complete game shutouts every game and still are producing. I don't know what it actually is. I'm going to say probably 2.2 runs a game when they're pitching, which is just disgusting for how good they are.
It's crazy because there was I think last season there was even a time, is one of the last two seasons, either DeGrom or Syndergaard was pitching a fantastic game. They weren't scoring. They were the only offense also.
Yep.
So one of them hit a home run and that's how they won the game. That's how bad the Mets are. Their pitchers have to hit home runs in order to score. Otherwise, they're just trash.
Yep.
So,
that's my pick for falling out of top 10. Maybe not out of top 10, but probably down to 9 or 10 if they stay top. My pick to go up though is I'm gonna say the Chicago White Sox. I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Braves. Obviously, I'm pretty cemented in the top 3. They're absolutely the best 3 teams in the league right now. But with Chicago, I'm looking at their roster right now. I didn't realize they had Lance Lynn and Liam Hendricks in their rotation.
Lance Lynn is old. He's been in the league
old,
for a while.
but
he was a Cardinal at one point, which is why you're saying that. But
that's not why I'm saying that. I'm he consistently has this sounds kind of bad, sub 5 ERA. Which is
if you're in the MLB high and don't have a sub 5 ERA, you're doing something wrong.
Well, no,
I think I could pitch in the MLB with a sub 5 ERA.
But with their offense that they have Adam Eaton, Eloy Jimenez, Luis Robert, Tim Anderson, like Jose Abreu, like they're all sluggers and will all Lucas Giolito. They'll all get on base. Yasmani Grandal. Oh my God. Yohan Moncada. I didn't realize they had all these pieces. God.
They picked up a lot.
Dallas Keuchel. Holy.
Yeah, but Keuchel hasn't. He didn't even pitch last season.
Oh, didn't he?
Keuchel went
No,
to. Right. He was a free agent for most, if not all, of last season.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I do remember that now. Yeah, I think, and they have Lurie Garcia, young upstart that I think will do very well. Very young team. All will probably be all stars at some point in their career. I can't imagine they'll lose too much. I'm going to give the White Sox probably a 90-win season this year, especially with the division they're in.
That's healthy for them. I think they have probably one of the easier divisions to win in the AL Central. There's not a lot of competition there. I mean, they got to beat the Twins, who have been a good upstart team over the last couple of years. So, I mean, they got a challenge there. But the rest of look at the rest of the division. Yeah. In the AL Central, you have the Indians, who are sitting there at 15.
Royals at 23.
The Royals at 23. And
Tigers
then,
at 26.
Exactly. So there's not a whole heck of a lot of competition in that division. Probably the easiest division to win in. So they should be okay. I actually want to toss another name into the ring here of teams that I think will underperform, and I'm looking at the Rays. Really? Losing Blake Snell, I think, is going to hurt a lot. Why they just let him go like that, I don't have any idea. He should have won the Cy Young last year. I don't think he was snubbed, right? Was that last year that he was snubbed for the Cy Young?
I believe so.
But the Rays, they have a young team. They have a good team. Obviously, they just made the World Series, and so they have to be decent. I did not think they would beat the Astros, but they did. But losing Blake Snell, I think, is going to be a huge, huge, huge blow to the Rays. And with the Blue Jays up and coming, I also would toss them into the ring. It's interesting. In the top 10, you have 3 out of the 5 teams in the AL East in the top 10 of the power rankings. So, maybe we say the NL West is going to be the most competitive. But the NL West, you got the top 2 teams, the Dodgers and the Padres, but the rest of them, the Giants are at 22, the D-backs are at 25, and the
Rockies are 29.
The Rockies are at 29. So really, you've got the top 2, and then it's trash. So maybe the AL East is the most competitive division in baseball, but we're going to look at each of those divisions individually in just a second. But I think the Rays probably will drop farther than anyone else simply because I think losing Blake Snell is really going to hurt. So,
yeah,
I guess we'll find out. All right, so let's go division by division, and let's talk about the best and worst teams. Or we don't really even need to talk about the best teams. We pretty much can see who the worst teams in the division are right here. But let's start in the National League in the NL East. So here in the NL East, we have the Mets, the Marlins, the Nationals, the Braves, and the Phillies. Which team or teams are most likely to make the playoffs in these divisions? We saw in the power rankings the Mets, the Nationals, and the Braves all sitting pretty high. I actually think they were all top 10, maybe top 15 teams in the league, so the upper half of the league. But if you had to pick 1 or 2 teams from this division, what teams would you say are most likely to make the playoffs?
Can I pick one that will miss the playoffs? I think all of them. The Marlins are no shot.
Like, the Marlins have no chance.
Impossible.
They realistically, they're about as bad of an organization as you can get in baseball. So
this might be the most competitive division. Now that I look at it,
you're right. I don't have enough faith in the Phillies to believe that they're going to do anything. They haven't proven to me that they're able to put together a winning season, or at least consecutive winning seasons. Lots of injuries,
as you know.
The Nationals, yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. The Nationals were just in the World Series. The Braves are great, a nice young team. Their number 1 pitcher's a stud. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a great pitcher. The Mets are up and coming. The National or the who did I talk about?
Marlins.
The Phillies. The Marlins, nobody needs to talk about them. They're not important. I don't know what Derek Jeter's doing down there, but He's got to get his act together. He's got to get his act together because he is selling hard, and they are just not doing it. So maybe, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about how competitive this division usually is. Like I said, I don't have faith in the Mets, and I really don't have faith in the Phillies. So for me, this is a 2-team race. This is the Braves and the Nationals, and who is going to come out on top. I think this is Atlanta's year. I really do. They've put together some really nice seasons back to back. What's his name? What is his name?
Acuna.
They're young. Acuna. I love Acuna.
Yeah.
He's great. He can do no wrong, in my opinion. And so I have a lot of faith in them. I have a lot of faith in their staff. They stay relatively healthy. And, you still got Freddie Freeman in there. You got Osuna. You have Albies. Travis d'Arnaud is there. Yep. So they got a lot of pieces. So I really think that they could do some nice stuff down there.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I historically have not had faith in Phillies, but
it's been a while since they've been anywhere. 2009 was the last substantial run that they had when they lost to the Yankees. They went back-to-back years, 2008, 2009, but they haven't really done much of anything in the last couple of years. So
I just can't imagine Harper and McCutchen will both just stay complacent in where they are.
Yeah. I mean, McCutchen's been a journeyman since leaving Pittsburgh. I mean, he spent some time in San Fran. He spent some time with the Yankees. Now he's spending time with the Phillies. I don't really think he's much of an all-star anymore. He's probably unlikely to make the all-star team. But Bryce Harper, man, the Nationals got rid of him, and then they win a World Series. So I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not so great for a team overall. He's a great player individually, but maybe not on a team.
Yeah, I think he's arguably the best right fielder in the game right now. But
arguably.
Yeah.
I got some things to say about that. Just check the jersey, number 99. Let's not forget.
Sure.
Not forget.
Yeah. But in the locker room, I can't even when he was with Washington, when he was fighting with people, and the one that always comes to mind is when he just kind of is lazily trotting to first base, and then Jonathan Papelbon comes up out of the dugout, and he's kind of like talking a little shit to him, and then Harper like pushes him, and they just start going at it. And
man, Jonathan Papelbon, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah.
Channy, you remember him?
I've heard the name.
He was your closer for like a long time. He was one of the best closers for a while, other than like Mariano Rivera. He was pretty great. Then he went to the Phillies and put on some weight. I think that that was a little rough for him. So Chaney, I know there are a lot of good teams. They play a lot of nice. They play a lot of nice baseball.
Shut your freaking mouth. And this is genuine. So my guess is, they play great ball. Such great teams here.
Oh God, Chaney.
That's it.
That was all. Okay,
I mean, I don't have to watch baseball ever to know that the Marlins aren't ever gonna do.
That's anything. A great, yeah. They were so close.
2003.
They were so.
They were so close.
They were so close. They were. Christian Yelich was still there. I mean, they had pieces. They had a bunch of pieces. Stanton.
Marcelo.
They had pieces, man.
And maybe it's against maybe it's a thing against Philly or something, but I just never see like Philly being anything other than what they are. So.
They're really not. They really I don't really have much faith in them either. So all right, moving right along to the NL Central. In the Central, we have the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Pirates, and the Reds. In my honest opinion, this is probably one of the weakest divisions in the league right now. Milwaukee, Christian Yelich is now a stud playing in Milwaukee. He's doing great things, but I don't really trust the rest of their team. after watching them in the playoffs this last year and watching their coaching decisions and whatever they were doing with the pitching staff during the playoffs, I don't get it. Nobody. Yeah, that was. Yeah, no, that's a mistake. But I don't have much faith in the Brewers anymore. I thought the last couple seasons they were a great team. They were on the way to making a big run, but I don't see it. And none of the other teams in this division excite me. Even though the Cardinals got one of the best players, one of the best sluggers in the league in Nolan Arenado from the Rockies, who are selling everything. There is not one team in the NL Central that I look at and say, okay, this team could win the World Series this year. I don't see that in this division. So most likely to win the division, probably the Cardinals, maybe the Brewers. I just don't know. I don't see it happening in the NL Central this year.
Yeah. As sad as it is, I mean, the NL Central for the majority of 7 years recently were consistently a three-team playoff division.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they've all kind of tanked. I mean, the Brewers, like you said, have Christian Yelich, but other than him, there's not a whole lot going on. St. Louis is just the next stop for everybody in the NL West. They got Paul Goldschmidt last year. They got Nolan Arenado this year. Our outfield kind of sucks. Like our starting center fielder isn't even starting on opening day because he's hurt. We have a lot of young players. Matt Carpenter, shout out, we had the same birthday. Matt Carpenter was the one of the few consistents in the last few years. But last year he didn't play very well at all. He bounces around the infield for second, third. But this, I was watching a spring training game, and Matt Carpenter had one hit in 44 at bats this spring training. So that's not great, and that's how he's been for the past year-ish. So I don't see that going great. Obviously, the two big ones are Wainwright and Yadier Molina.
Who are old as dirt.
Who are very old.
I think they've been in the league probably since Ty Cobb was still pitching. Just not. That's itching. It looks great.
I don't know. I mean, Waino's coming back from his injuries in the past few years. He looks better than I've seen him look since the All-Star run in 2000 or the World Series run in 2011. He looks really good right now. Yachty obviously will be.
He is 39 years. He was 39 years old.
Yeah. I mean, they were on the 2006 World Series team with Pujols. Like, they are old. I know,
old as dirt, bro.
Yadier,
and also, I got to tell you, you should watch your mouth because I'm not
listening to any Yachty Real Muto. I'm not listening to that.
Listen, Yachty is the best catcher, probably maybe top 2 all time.
Yeah,
but I'm not giving him best right now. You still can't run on him, but overall, I'm not taking it.
I don't know. Okay, who's before we get to that, did you see that clip of I forget who he plays for, like the Braves or something? He came in to pinch run for the pitcher, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And he tried to do like a little delayed kind of thing to get Yachty off balance. And Yachty threw over to first, and he slid back and he was safe, and he got up and he was like doing like the Mutombo like finger wave thing. Mm-hmm. And then Yachty was like, okay, well, take off. He was like waving to him. He was like, go to second then. And so he next pitch runs, guns him down like 3 steps. And Yachty is just like,
that's a sad case. I'm not giving him first. If you look, he's not even ranked anywhere in the top 10 right now. Real Muto, they say they have a lot of. They really like Real Muto. Real Muto for the Phillies.
I know.
But I know that in
Also was a
the White
Marlin, by the way.
Sox with Yasmani Grandal. Yes, he was. Yasmani Grandal with the White Sox. And I have another jersey upstairs that might have something to say about the best catcher in baseball.
If you say
Jorge
Gary Sanchez,
Posada.
I swear to God.
Jorge Posada. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Gary Sanchez is definitely top 5. He's not a very good catcher, but he's got a good bat. So we gotta balance it out. He's got some potential. He just needs to develop some consistency. He's a very inconsistent catcher. But he's out here. You know what I'm saying? He's still out there. So
I have 2 things on Gary Sanchez. So number one, the first thing was, I think it was last season. It might have been the season before that. He hit a deep ground ball to short, and there was a runner on first. So it was a double play ball. But if he would have just ran and not just kind of like looked at the ball and walked to first base, he would have been safe.
Yeah, but he's slow as molasses, so you can't blame that on him. He's big, fat, and slow like me. So you just got to give him a break every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault. He's big. He's big boned.
No, but you look at that clip. He wasn't running. Like he was just kind of like jogging, and then he
can't handle it.
He looked over to see where the ball was, and it was still at second. And then he was like, "Oh shit, I should probably run now." And then it was too late. So the second thing, so I drafted Gary Sanchez last year on my fantasy team. He batted .085 through the first 6 weeks, and I couldn't handle that.
I said he's inconsistent. So he has his.
Oh no, he's consistent. Consistently a bad hitter.
Yeah, I mean he hit 147 last year. Okay, he hit every once in a while. He hit the ball.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a career 236 hitter. So he's definitely not. Channy, what are you doing? He's definitely not great, but he's okay, and I'll take okay.
He's okay. I'll take that.
So are we good on the NL Central? I know I already switched the screen, but I didn't think there was much else that we need to talk about the NL.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Please, you want me to put it back up for you to?
No. I was just.
I don't think you need. I don't think you'll need it.
Out of all the teams in the MLB, those are the least that I've ever worried about at all.
Oh
so
yeah.
I have nothing about it.
Cubs were irrelevant for 108 years. The Reds are always irrelevant. Pirates are always irrelevant.
Yeah, since Joey Votto's heyday, but I don't know, man. What happened to them? They were looking good. I mean, they got Puig out there, right? Is Puig still there?
No.
Oh, that's a sad case.
I don't think so.
My man. Well, I know he got traded there last season, but
I think he's on the Padres. Am I wrong?
Puig, he's a free agent.
Oh, well. There you go.
Sad case. That is a sad case.
All
right, moving on to the NFL NL West. We've already established and already talked about this division as being one of the stronger divisions in baseball, so I don't want to belabor the point. I think the Dodgers are obviously making it back to the playoffs. I think the Padres definitely making the playoffs. The rest
World
of them,
Series.
That's what I meant. Thank you. Well, playoffs / World Series. One of them is going to make one of them. D-backs haven't had a good year since they first signed. What was his name? Oh, he's a pitcher. Can't think of his name. Cy Young candidate almost every year. Well, yeah, I mean Randy Johnson. Anyone that has Randy Johnson is the GOAT. There's your Chaney. You found your Red Sox shirt. I'm so proud of you. Dang, what was his name? God, he can hit. He's a pitcher. He played for Houston. He played for
Zach Greinke.
That's it. Thank you, Zach Greinke. The D-backs haven't been relevant since he was there.
Yeah.
It's not really a lot of faith in them. Colorado traded away their best players. I will never understand why a team trades their best player.
Nope.
I don't get it. Why? Nope. I get the picks aspect, but if you're not getting equal return, just the potential for an equal return, I don't get why you trade your best player. He is the only thing that keeps the Rockies relevant. I mean, I know they have a couple other pieces in there, but and the Giants haven't been good since
big time Timmy Jim.
What was his name? You had
Tim
Sandoval out there killing it, Tim Lincecum killing
Brian
it.
Wilson.
He was in the cover of 2K. What was that? 9? 2K10? No, 2K9 was 2K8 was Evan Longoria for the Rays. 2K9 was Roy Halladay.
Rip.
2K, maybe 2K10 was the Rays. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The Giants haven't been good in quite some time. Brian Wilson, I heard you say that too.
Madison
The beard.
Bumgarner.
Bumgarner. Where did he end up? Where's he pitching? Because he got traded, I think.
Yeah, he did. I don't remember where. Doesn't matter. He sucks now.
I was hoping he'd come to the Yankees. I hope the Yankees sign everybody. I'm one of those. I just if they've ever been good. I mean, they were just rated the other day as Forbes' number one team or the most rich team or whatever. They got the money to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mad Bum is playing in the D-backs right now.
Oh, there you go.
He has three World Series rings. The Giants won 3 years.
8, 10, 12. No. Is every other year, I believe.
10, 12, 14.
10, 12,
every other year, but 10, 12, 14. I did not realize they won so much in that 6 years, 4 years. Wow. Well, all right. Channy, you have anything to say about this division?
Not really, no. Other than the Dodgers are obviously I think they're top. I don't know how good the Giants are. The Padres. I never think anything of the Diamondbacks. I always think that they're just like the bottom tier.
They are.
Ever since they changed their colors, they suck.
I love the new unis though. I'm not gonna hold you. With the little turquoise in there, that's
well, yeah, it's a throwback. The turquoise purple
color. It's a good color scheme. Let's see the D-backs last year. 25 and 30. Let's go back to 2019 for actual full season. They were 85 and 77.
Yeah, it's fine.
A couple years ago.
They had Goldschmidt that year, though.
Oh, Goldschmidt. I forgot about him. Where's he playing?
St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Well, still don't excite me. All right, moving on. Good. Everyone's good in the NL. We can move on to the AL, the only division or conference that matters.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers are back to back, but sure.
Back? They're not back to back.
Wait.
The Nationals won last year. The Nationals beat the Astros last year. Well, 2 years ago. Last year was Dodgers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going back to back.
The race. Oh, they're going back to back this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's all thanks to Chaney's boy, Mookie Betts.
And Clayton Kershaw being the best pitcher in the world ever.
I mean, finally winning a playoff. Finally winning a playoff game, I think is finally winning a playoff game, I think is what you meant to say.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the AL. Here we go, starting off in the AL East. We all know, we don't really have to talk about it. We know who's winning this division. The Red Sox, of course, are going to win.
They're going to win the 120 loss season.
They're going to win the worst team in the division. I'm sorry. They'll win the second worst record in this division because the Orioles will not win more than 10 games all season. I think the Orioles have all the potential to break the record for the most losses in the season. I don't know what that record is. I'm going to find out right now. But I bet you the Orioles might take it. Most losses.
134.
Who lost 134 out of 182 games? That is embarrassing.
Not out of 182.
The Cleveland Spiders?
154 games.
What are you talking about? What are you looking at?
The Cleveland Spiders. That was only 154 games, though.
This says 134 games.
Yeah, out of 154.
Oh, out of 154?
Yeah.
Oh, nah. Yeah, they got to go. They got to go.
Let's see.
The most recent team is the Tigers in 2003. who lost 119 out of probably 182 games there. Oh, 2018. There you go. The 2018 Baltimore Orioles had 115. So they might break that record this season.
Woof.
I'm telling you, they are so bad.
terrible.
They are so bad. But you know what makes me feel good? The top 50 worst losses or worst seasons for losses, the Yankees have never once been on the list. So I'm happy. I cannot say the same for the Red Sox, who have made the list twice.
Woof.
And the Cardinals have also not made the list, Austin. So you're good.
Weird how they weren't the Cardinals.
Good point.
St. Louis Browns.
Are they on the list?
Yeah.
Yep.
Twice. 3 times.
Same score.
They were AL though, so it's different. They had a designated.
They've been on here 5. They're on here 5 times.
Are they? 1, 2.
Jesus. 14, 15, 32, 33, and 38.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, Austin. You got to let them go, bro. You got to let them go. In this division, I didn't even know that the Blue Jays made a lot of acquisitions. What was their big acquisition this offseason?
Who? The Blue Jays?
Yeah. What did they do? Why are they ranked so high? They're like 9 in the power rankings, 8 or 9.
George Springer, Vlad Jr.
Vlad Jr. I like a lot.
Steven Matz, Bo Bichette, Ross Stripling, Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
It's hard to
David
it is
Phelps.
really hard to score in in the Rogers Center because that stadium is ginormous. I don't know. I don't think I have a lot of faith in Toronto. I know I've talked about Tampa Bay already today. Now, the Yankees obviously have the most potential. They're ranked 3rd in the power rankings. I think if they can find a way to stay healthy, which has been – I think my teams hate me because it seems that every team that I like just is the most injury-riddled team in the world. The Eagles last season, the Lakers right now, the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees just this morning, I think I saw – it was either yesterday or this morning. Luke Voigt is starting the season on the IR, our starting first baseman.
Yep.
Who was a Cardinal, and I want to say thank you to the St. Louis Cardinals for letting Luke Voigt go because he has been incredible over the last 3 seasons.
Yep.
But he's even starting out. He has a torn meniscus in his leg, so God only knows when he's going to be back.
Well, he can't.
But if we can stay healthy, the Yankees clearly are the best team in the AL and will probably make it to the World Series. But they have not proven to be able to do that. I think the order here is Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, Red Sox, Orioles.
Crazy. Oh, okay. See ya.
I'm sick of the Red Sox slander. I'm sick of it. So, yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think the Yankees are the worst team in baseball.
Right.
I just don't want to get kicked off the show. I do think that you're kind of defaming the Rays a little bit there with Blue Jays above them.
I'm telling you, I really think that Blake Snell hurt. I think that Blake Snell is going to prove to be a huge loss for the Rays. And the Blue Jays are up and coming. They're young and they're up and coming. And apparently the manager of the Rays, whatever his name is, doesn't know how to handle pitching. So first you blow the World Series, and second you let Blake Snell go. I mean,
but through all that, they still made World Series and beat the Astros. Just saying,
I don't know, man.
So my thing is
also apparently the Astros didn't need to cheat. That's what makes me upset because
they've
literally made it to the World since the cheating scandal. They have won the World, or they have made it to the World Series and made it to the conference finals. Like, they didn't need to cheat. Why were they doing it? Imagine being good and needing to cheat and cheating at the same time. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, the Red Sox and Yankees don't know anything about that.
Yankees never cheated a day in their life.
Okay.
I've never heard of Yankees cheating.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely not.
You want to bring up the
definitely not Pine Tar.
I think that's what they call
selective
listening.
I've never heard such. You know what, Austin? You said you don't want to hear. You know what? I'm kicking you off the show. Wait a minute. I'm sick of the Yankee slander here. I can't take it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, I think Blake Snell's really gonna hurt.
So my thing with the Rays is, it's been proven in the past. One pitcher, even no matter how good they are, will not win you a World Series. So
That's very
it has
true.
to be the whole team. We saw it with Clayton Kershaw for years and years and years. He could not bring it home, being probably top 3 pitchers that I've ever seen in my lifetime. He's near untouchable until they get to the playoffs.
That's very true. All right, so here's the Rays starting 5.
Okay.
Let's see. Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah.
Ryan Yarbrough.
Yeah.
Chris Archer, who I love.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that he would come to the Yankees from Pittsburgh.
I was going to say
there are a lot of players that I really like. You know, I want the Yankees to get everybody, but there are some more so than others that I'm really like. Hey, I really want them. Chris Archer, I forgot he was there.
Yep.
Great pitcher.
Yep.
Your boy from the Cardinals, Michael Wacha. Yeah, he's their number 4, and Rich Hill from the Dodgers, he's 5. So they got a good staff, but nothing, again, not too much that's exciting there. I mean, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Glasnow or Yarbrough.
They're both great.
I just don't know, man. I just don't know.
Watch for a no-hitter, Yarbrough.
You think so?
Yep.
Guess we'll find out. Did you finally find a shirt that worked, Channy?
This one's dope.
He reminds me of it looks like I'm watching Chowder. You ever watch that show?
Yeah, no. Chaney just doing whatever. He's just here. I don't know. All right, Chaney, anything about the AL East? This is your division now. You got anything to say?
The Red Sox are going to surprise you this year. I don't believe that.
Surprisingly bad.
I don't believe one bit, but no.
They're going to be surprisingly bad.
I don't think that'll surprise anybody. They get 100 losses.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, moving on real quick. AL Central, here we go. We have in the AL Central, the White Sox, Indians, Tigers, Royals, and the Twins. Most exciting team. Who you think is most likely to make the playoffs / go to the World Series? I'm probably going Minnesota. And really good young team. I know the White Sox have made a lot of acquisitions and really trying to make a push. But their starting first baseman, Jose Abreu, had a good couple years. He's a slugger, but he's not very consistent. So I like what the Twins are doing out there. They have another one of my favorite players in the league right now. Can't remember his name, but I know I like him.
The Twins?
Yep.
Jorge Polanco? Nelson Cruz?
No.
Andrelton Simmons?
No.
J.A. Happ?
Okay, you know good and well all these players are not who I'm talking about.
Josh Donaldson? Kenta Maeda?
Oh, my, this guy. What the heck is his name?
Michael Pineda?
Sano? No. Not Sano.
Sanu?
Brian Buxton, I like.
Oh, wait. No. Miguel
He's
Sano.
dummy fast. Miguel Sano, that's what I'm talking about. No, I don't actually think it is. Oh, they have Michael Pineda. Talk about pine tar.
I know.
What the heck? Isn't he an outfielder?
If you tell me who you're talking about, I could tell you.
Maybe it is Sano. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I like Brian Buxton because he's fast. I think that might have been the one guy I was thinking of, Brian Buxton. But they got Kenta Maeda.
Yeah. Kenta Maeda. They got that Kenta Maeda feller.
They've increased their pitching or upgraded their pitching. J.A. Happ had a bad year with the Yankees, but he should be back to doing pretty well. Matt Shoemaker should be pretty all right. Well, they got a good team. So I like the Twins in that division.
They're kind of really old though. Nelson Cruz and Jelton Simmons, Josh Johnson, J. Happ. Yeah. Randy Dobnak looks like
they got Donaldson. Can't forget that.
The hothead. I love Josh Donaldson. I want to preface. I love Josh Donaldson. He's probably one of my favorite third basemen of all time.
And I think that him leaving the Braves definitely hurts the Braves. But he's in the Twins. I mean, the Twins, like, this is their Mitch Garver, Miguel Sano, Jorge Polanco, Josh Donaldson, and Jonathan Simmons. Definitely one of the best infields.
Yeah.
Sano, Polanco, Donaldson, and Simmons. You can't get much better of an infield than that.
Yeah.
Max Kepler, Brian Buxton, and Brent Rooker in the outfield, and Nelson Cruz DHing. I mean, Nelson Cruz is about 46 years old, but he can still hit. So I really like the Twins roster, probably more so than any of the others. The Royals, they're in anonymity right now. They don't know what they're doing in there. Detroit hasn't been good since Prince Fielder was there. Cleveland is consistently pretty good. Yeah, they were pretty good when Prince Fielder. He was at the latter end of his career and not great, but they were okay. That was still, the last couple of years of Verlander's careers when his time in Detroit was really when they started to really go down the hill. But they did okay. So the Indians, they're pretty consistently at the top third of that division. But I think out of the Royals, I mean, if I had to give it to the Twins or the White Sox, I'm giving it to the Twins there. So
I think it's just kind of a coin flip. Either one.
In that division, probably. It could go either way. And the last division in baseball, here we go. We have the AL West, another pretty exciting division. A lot of young players, a lot of consistent teams. You got the Astros, who always do well. The Angels are looking to have a pretty good season. The A's have been pretty good and pretty consistent for the last couple seasons. Look to see if they improve. The Angels, do we trust them? Are they going to do well? I really don't know. I don't know how to take the Angels. It seems like they make the right decisions, but then when they actually start playing, it just feels like they're missing something, and I don't know what that something is, because all around, if you look at their roster, I mean, they've got a good team. They should win more games than they do. Yes, I think that's hilarious also, Channy. Los Angeles Angels, the Angels. It's a pretty great name. They really thought long and hard about that one. But, I don't know. The Mariners, probably a couple years away from being relevant. The Rangers haven't been relevant since Josh Hamilton. So I don't know. Probably the Astros won this division. Maybe the Angels, if they can finally put it all together. The Athletics did they beat the Yankees this season in the wild card, or did the Yankees win that game? Can't remember how far the Yankees made it in the playoffs this season, but the A's have been good. I definitely didn't. I think I know they played in the wild card game, and I remember saying I really don't want to face the A's in the playoffs because I was just afraid that they'd beat the Yankees. But I'm pretty sure the Yankees did win that game. But they've won the division the last 2 years, I think. So at least last year they did. So I guess we'll see. But I guess we will see. What do you think, Austin?
Yeah, I think the Astros are just gonna not run through the division, but pretty handily win the division.
You think they're that good?
I don't think they're that good. I'm gonna say probably a 5-game lead on second by the end of the season. I don't think they're.
I think it's gonna be even closer than that. I really do.
It could be. I hope the Angels do. Mike Trout, the greatest player to ever live, my favorite player ever.
It's really.
I would love to see him do it.
He is in LA.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing, is seeing the best player ever. It's like LeBron watching him on Cleveland. Like, it was painful that he was so obviously the best player ever in the league, and he is playing on one of the worst teams. He's got to pull a LeBron, and he's got to get out of there. But he has so much loyalty. I really thought he was gone this year. Is this the season that he re-signed? He's got to go to Philly, man. Him and Bryce Harper would be disgusting together. Talk about the best outfield in baseball. I don't know how the Phillies would find enough money after what they just paid Bryce Harper. But if you're any team, and if you have any, and Real Muto, if you have any baseball knowledge at all, if Mike Trout becomes available, you throw every single dollar that you have, because he is the most explosive, the best, the greatest to ever play, even as young as he is still solidifying himself as the greatest player to ever play baseball. What would be really sad is if for some reason it comes out that he's using PEDs or, so I don't think he's ever any talk about it.
I don't think so.
But if his greatness is just coming from pure skill and baseball acumen, man, we've never seen anything like Mike Trout. He is something special.
Yep. Along with that, I mean, obviously, I want Pujols to do well, repping him. He won't.
He's about 52.
Yeah. I also really like Shohei Ohtani. I'm not sure.
I'm interested to see if he can do it. If he can play. Yeah, he did. He had Tommy John 2 years ago. His first season, he had Tommy John. So I don't think he played much last year. And they still have Justin Upton out there.
Yeah. They don't have enough pieces, I don't think. Even with Mike Trout.
But what's crazy is they have so many pieces. They just don't know how to use them. Like they just somehow continually, like the Yankees, like the Eagles, you just consistently do things wrong. You have Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, who we know is about 68 years old, Anthony Rendon, Jose Iglesias, Dexter Fowler, Kurt Suzuki, David Fletcher, Jose Quintana pitching, Raisel Iglesias, Alex Cobb, still Justin Upton. They got a lot of pieces there. They just have to figure out how to play and how to win games. They have been so disappointing. Every season they seem to make a big signing, and every season they just do nothing with it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So who's your pick coming out of the AL West? You said the Astros?
Yeah. As much as I don't want it to be.
It's a rough case. It's a sad case. Channy, any thoughts?
No. No. Other than are they
playing
Astros,
the baseball?
That's
a fact.
The Angels have Mike Trout. We can't do anything. Athletics haven't been good since Donaldson and everybody was good that 1 year.
They were good last year.
I didn't know. But that's it.
The Angels have been in fourth place in that division every year for the last 4 years. 2017, they were 80 and 82 and placed second in the division. And that was the last time they didn't get fourth.
That's like LeBron not making playoffs.
And it's not a great division.
That's like LeBron or Tom Brady not making playoffs. That's what it is.
Look, in 2016, fourth place. Every single year they are in fourth place in the division, except for 1 year when they were second with a losing record.
I don't get it.
I don't know how they have that much talent and that many pieces and still just can't figure out how to put it together.
It makes no sense.
I digress. All right. Well, any parting final thoughts about the upcoming baseball season? We know who the best player is. We've kind of talked about who we feel the best teams are in each division, each conference. Probably seeing the Dodgers, Yankees predicted maybe for the World Series this year. We'll see what happens there. Any final baseball thoughts before we get up out of here?
Go Red Sox.
Kyle Schwarber hit 184, and that's why the Cubs hit him. That's why the Cubs cut him. I can't stand Kyle Schwarber, so just wanted to say that.
He's a Cub, so that would make sense.
Oh, he was.
Yes.
He's a national now.
Really? Kenny, anything else besides go Red Sox?
I am looking forward to the season starting because I just this year I started watching more college football. I always watch every Patriots game, but I've been watching more games, so I'm gonna try to watch some more baseball games this year. So
let's go to one. I want to go. I talked about this last year, Chino, and I would love to go. My goal in life is to get to every baseball stadium. I don't think it'll ever actually happen, but I would love to see a game in every stadium. So this summer, Chaney, you and I are taking a trip to Boston, my friend.
I'm down. I've been wanting to go to Fenway.
Make it happen.
I
Let's do
watched
it up.
the Yankees and the Red Sox play here and watched the Red Sox lose like a couple years ago. So I'm trying to do that, but in Fenway. So
I've been to a couple of Yankees games. It's always a great time at Yankee Stadium. I love Yankee Stadium a lot. So, but yeah, follow the Afro Latinos on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we are so excited for all of the new content we're bringing you, all of our new shows. Make sure you check them all out. You can find this podcast anywhere that digital podcasts can be found: Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and the like. Thank you to our guest, Austin Renner, for joining us today. We appreciate all of your conversation, because Channy was pretty much, they're playing some baseball.
great
some
team.
good teams, some great teams that are playing
game.
some good ball.
Yep.
Great ball.
So thank you, Austin, for pulling up to the show. We'll definitely have to have you back, my man. So thank you so much. I hope you had a good time. This has been another episode of Afro Latinos with your co-host Aubyn
and Chandler.
Peace out, everybody.